Does YouTube's success actually take skill, or is it just pure luck? Well, to find out, I went and created a second channel to see if the YouTube growth systems that I teach actually work. And here's a look at the second channel. This is Colin Michael Tutorials, and as you can see, 860,000 views, 11,000 subscribers, and it's currently getting 3,500 views per day. And if you stick around, I'm actually going to share with you the exact 4-step system I use to grow this second channel, so that way you can hopefully get similar results. Now, step number 1 is you want to find competitors in your niche. And what you want to do is literally have a list of everyone who's making content similar to you that we'll be able to reference later in this video. Now, to do this, I like to use a tool called Velio, which you don't necessarily have to use. You can do everything I'm saying for free, but Velio makes the whole process so much faster and easier. Plus, if you go through my affiliate link in the description and use my coupon code, you can actually get 50% off your first month. And so what I'm going to do is go under Tracked Channels, and I'm going to click Create New Channel List. And there are some pre-built channel lists in here that you can pick from. I'm just going to create a custom channel list. And to name the list, you want to title it whatever your niche is. So for example, let's say we're in the finance niche. We're going to type that name in, and then automatically underneath, you're going to get suggested channels that are related to the finance niche. And what I like to do is just start by selecting one main channel in my niche, my top competitor, the top channel in the space. So for this example, Mark Tilbury is probably one of the bigger names in the space. I'm just going to click the plus button to add him in, or I could always just paste the channel link in if I want. And then I'm going to click Create. And what that's going to do, it's going to add it to this list. And if I scroll down, it's going to show suggested channels here. And what's nice is I can just hover over the channel and I can see videos that have performed well for them. So I can see, yeah, he talks a lot about investing and habits to make you rich. Going to click Track Channel, and it's added to our list. This channel, this seems to be more just like self-help stuff. I don't think he's right. Smart Money Bro, that's related. I'll add him. We'll add Cody. And I can literally just go through all these channels and click Track Channel. It adds it to the list, so we have a huge list of all the channels we want to track. All right, so I've gone through and I've added all the channels for my finance niche example here. And now for step number 2 is we want to find their highest performing videos. And what I want to look for is their all-time highest performing videos, but also what is currently working for them, like within the last year, within the last 3 years. And Velio makes this super easy to do, because now that these channels are added, Velio actually allows us to filter all these channels and all the results. So I can actually just sort by views here, and it's going to show me everyone's videos, all their top performing stuff. And what I want to do now is start saving videos to a playlist that I think I could do, or maybe find a creative spin-off that I could do with it. So for example, 30 years of business knowledge. I'm not even 30 years old. I probably can't replicate that one, but maybe something like this, Accountant Explains Money Habits Keeping You Poor. There might be an interesting way where I could do a spin on that. So let me click the save button here. I'm going to click Manage Folders, Create New Folder, and I'm just going to title this Finance Videos, and I'm going to click Save Changes, and then I'm going to select this folder to save the video to, and it'll actually save it right inside of Velio. Here's 10 legit ways to make money. We can save that to our finance video as well. How to invest, 7 side hustles. Just going to scroll through and pick all the ones that I think are interesting here. Now, as you're going through these videos, something else you want to pay attention to are patterns. So take a look. 7 passive income ideas. How I made $67,000 per week, 4.7 million views. If we actually scroll up here, there is another 10 legit ways to make money and passive income online. So there's a pattern here between passive income ideas. That is something that has worked across at least just 2 channels that I've come across. We'll see if there's more patterns later on as we save these videos, but if you notice patterns, you want to make sure you save those videos to the playlist so you can notice that pattern in the future, and we can make note of that. That's usually a sign that there is high demand and high interest in this area, and it's going to be something we might want to do a video on. All right, so I just took a few minutes, added a whole bunch of the top performing videos, and now what I want to do is go to the filter button here, and I actually want to filter this by the last 365 days. So I want to see all the videos over the last year that have gotten the most amount of views. And this is something you can't just do in YouTube. You just kind of have to scroll through people's channels, their most recent uploads, and try to find those high performing videos. This just gives me everyone's top performing videos for the year across all these competitors in my niche. And then these are ones I'm also going to go through and save and pay attention to. So like, look at this one, how I started drop shipping from scratch. Like drop shipping, I feel like is so like 2015, 2018. Like I personally thought that was more of a dead thing. This in 6 months got 7.9 million views. That's insane. So apparently that's still a hot topic. We're going to save that to our finance video. We got how to invest for teenagers a year ago, 4.4 million views. That's still something hot. And again, I'm just going to take some time, go through all these, save them to that playlist. All right, so I just finished that up. Now I'm going to head over to the saved videos section here. I'm going to click on finance videos. And in here, we now have a list of all these different videos that we've saved from our competitors. And what's also handy too is Velio will actually suggest other videos to us based on this playlist we've created. So I can actually scroll through here and see other videos, maybe from people I didn't track, but have covered content related to my niche. So here's like a do this every time you get paid. I'll add that one. Avoid my worst financial mistakes. We'll save that one. Here's another do this every time you get paid. There's a pattern. And I could add more, but we'll just leave it at that. Now, the reason we are gathering all these high performing topics from other people is what we're ultimately trying to figure out is what content does the viewer want to watch? Because what you have to understand about YouTube is viewers come to YouTube to watch content, and YouTube recommends videos based on their interests. And so what we're really doing here is we're figuring out what our viewers want to watch by what they've already watched. And YouTube's going to recommend content based on their watch history. So if we start with the topics that are already performing really well and build our content off of that, it gives YouTube a super easy job of recommending your content, because either you're going to pop up on the homepage because based on the watch history of the viewer, or the viewer is going to go to YouTube search and they're going to type in, they're going to ask a question, they're going to try and gather information. They're thinking about, how do I invest? How do I budget? Renting versus buying? You know, all these different questions that they might have within the finance space. And so it's also important to know what those topics are so people can just discover you from search, or they can find you on the homepage. And so step number 3, now that we have this gathered, is to make a competitive twist on these top performing videos. We don't want to just copy and paste what other people are doing, but find a unique way to talk on that topic, because that is where the demand is. So for example here, let me just show you this. I'm just going to search poor in here to pull up all the videos that talk about poor, because I want to show you something here. Look at these videos. We've got 5 videos here from 4 different channels. And you'll notice why looking poor is important for living well. This performed super well for his channel within the last 10 months. Why looking poor is important, 1 million views. Why looking poor is important, 2.1 million views. Why looking poor is important, 1.3 million views. They all literally just covered the exact same topic and made it in their own way, and it all performed super well. All they are doing is they are meeting the demands of the viewers. Now, me personally, I don't know if I would title my video Why Looking Poor is Important. For me, you know, I don't really like copy and pasting exact titles from other people. I like to try and find a spin. Like, so maybe I do something like Why Looking Poor is Important in Your 20s. Could maybe be a more unique spin to this. But what you can clearly see is that when a video performs really well, if another channel goes and makes a similar video or an exact of that video will also potentially do well. And so what I like to do is I will scroll through all the different ideas down here, and I will pick ones that I want to do, because you will have to find a balance. Not everyone is just going to make content to serve the viewer. Like, part of this too is this is something I'm passionate about. This is something I care about. I want to make content I want to make. For me, at my point in my YouTube career, I am making videos to monetize this and be able to continue to be full-time. I'm a full-time YouTuber for over 3 years. I want to maintain that. So guess what? I'm spending more time serving the viewer and helping people versus just making content for my own fun. But now you have an organized list of, here's a really good roadmap of different videos I should upload on my channel, and let me try to find some ways to make a spin on this. Now, some additional ways you can make spins, let me just type invest and show you some of the investing videos that did well. There are more out there, but you can just look at this. How to invest for beginners, how to invest for beginners in 2025, how to invest for teenagers, how to invest for beginners starting with $100. So he's really replicated this video so many times, and it's all done super well. So how would be a way we could stand out? So for example, how to invest for beginners in 2026. It's going to be 2026. You can remake the video for the new year. Obviously, a lot's going on right now in the world. So maybe the investing plan changes based on that, and it requires an updated video. You'll notice all of his videos are pretty long. What if you made a more compact guide where someone can get the information faster? So it's like a 5 or an 8 minute video that can stand out. I may have time to watch a 5 to 8 minute video. I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes and listen to another person talk. That is a way where you can compete. Maybe a potential title is how to invest for beginners, parentheses, even if you're broke. That could be a unique spin on this. Or maybe I do something completely different that may pop up as a recommended video after they watch his. So maybe it's 10 investment tips I wish I knew in my 20s. That could be a way where I'm a video still related to this topic people are interested in, but also finding a creative way to make content around that. So either make the exact same video with a competitive twist where it's like, this is more up to date, or this is shorter, or this is something more targeted at a specific group of people. There's a lot of creative ways where you can explore that and make almost the exact same video. Or go more of a competitive twist and just talk around those topics. We are giving the viewers the content they want. And now step number 4, you want to compare your thumbnail to the competition around that topic. And what you should honestly do is, with all these videos saved, take a look at the thumbnails in this space. Now, some of these really complex, like Mark has insane thumbnails here that are really well designed, they're fancy, and it's really Photoshop. But at the same time, there's other people who don't. Like this accountant lady, like it's just her on screen, white text in an office space. Or this guy here. Here he is in his car, just some white text. It's just bold, it's easy to read. Here's him on just a black screen, took a picture of himself, adds some text. It's clear, it's easy to read. And so take inspiration from what's already working in the space, because if these thumbnails are getting clicked on, it's a good chance you should probably make something similar, or take the core elements of it, like simplicity here, or showing money amounts on screen seems to work really, really well. Like you'll see Mark does this all the time, and he's showing these big money numbers. That's a sign that, hey, this probably stands out to people in this niche. You'll notice some people kind of repeat the title in their thumbnail, whereas others will add information on top of the title. So like 7 side hustles students can start in 2025. He has a picture of $150 an hour in the thumbnail. So that complements the title. Or how to invest for teenagers. He has age 13 plus, do this. So that adds additional information and curiosity to the thumbnail. So when you go and design your thumbnail, what I would literally do is, when you are done designing it, literally maybe screenshot the screen of all the videos around that topic and put your thumbnail over the top of theirs. You can easily do that in Canva, and just compare. See if you have actually a more clickable video, because the main point is, if no one clicks on your video, no one's going to watch. You have to be at least on a competing level or a better level if you're going to get views. And the easiest way to make sure you are making high quality thumbnails is you are comparing to what's already out there and making sure your thumbnail is clear, easy to understand. It is simple. It's not crowded. Clarity and simplicity is probably the most important thing when it comes to your thumbnail. Again, if you want to get 50% off your first month with Velio, that coupon code and affiliate link is in the description. And hopefully you'll actually go and apply this 4-step process to your channel and hopefully start getting results.